After she left the main six on the moon, Princess Luna now returned to Ponyville and meets up with Celestia and the CMC. And there is a very offensive horse that should be censored immediately in the background. She brings all of them up to speed and warns them about the coming attack of the Nightmare forces. Then we go right back to the cells on the moon, and the tension is visible. AJ and Rainbow even seem to crack a bit. Twilight even joins in for a bit, until she realizes that they are all just acting like normal and they are all her wonderful and crazy friends. This sentiment makes her glow for some reason. The others also start to glow when they remember that even now, they still have each other, they still have hope. Meanwhile, Spike is being held by one of the Nightmare critters, who is telling us that apparently Rarity really is somewhere inside Nightmare Rarity. This critter then proceeds to crush Spike's fire ruby, and with it, seemingly all his hope. Appearance Nightmare Rarity, and her opening line is fire, because of how hot she looks, it should be. Not my joke, it's from the actual issue, blame the writer. While she is holding her evil monologue, Spike is able to slip away and replace himself with the camouflage slugs. And now that he is free, he once again makes his way to the cells, which he is able to find due to the light emanating from the ponies. The problem is that he came there without the key, and this is where Pinky and her wiggling come in. You may remember that from the last issue. And as it turns out, the wiggling of the nightmare creature made the key fall out of his pocket, and Pinky just grabbed it. Exactly this critter now sees them on their way to escape, but with a little friendship speech, they are able to convince him to help. This critter always seemed like a pushover, and now he has proven that once again. Meanwhile in Ponyville, all citizens, as well as the two sisters, stand at the ready to fight, but at least Luna's blasts don't seem strong enough. Now Nightmare Rarity sends the forces to attack the ponies, but they stand their ground. The Cakes, Trixie, and Dr. Hooves, the Apple Family, and Derpy, the Wonderbolts, Zakora, and many others are fighting strong. Even the school ponies and pets play their part. And still, Luna is trying to fight Nightmare Rarity all on her own. She gets blasted out of the sky, while Nightmare Rarity still badmouths her. But all the other ponies of Ponyville, including Celestia, the school ponies, and all the other previous mentioned fighting ponies, give her hope again, through telling her that she isn't alone. She doesn't have to shoulder the burden all by herself. All of Ponyville is supporting her, and even seeing her as part of Ponyville. Every pony has forgiven her for her past as Nightmare Moon, and accepted her as a friend. The last ones who keep on showing her are Trixie and Celestia, saying that every pony deserves another chance, and she can always trust in herself and her friends. Suddenly, a bright light emanates from Luna's horn, and we can see her transform from her Season 1 design into a better known Final Princess design, with the shining and waving hair. This marks her first step in overcoming her guilt and fear. This once again brings a new hope to the inhabitants of Ponyville. Even Rarity seems like we're slowly getting through to her, after Sweetie Belle steps in her way and says that Rarity would never say something like she said before. But it's not over yet. She still tries to discourage every pony by mentioning Spike. But then he and the main six come flying down from the moon. Spike even got the help of the moon critter, who now transformed himself back to his original form, who flew him down. The main six, however, somehow used the power of the elements to fly together themselves. Now Luna uses her newfound power to return all the other moon critters to their original form. After that, the main six and her are trying to use the elements and her magic combined with a speech to get through to Rarity's heart. She even nearly gets out, but her insecurities are still too strong, and the Nightmare forces take back control. But it's not the end. They try one more time. This time, they all think of moments that show her how much they love her, to make her remember. The bath incident, the winter wrap-up, her repairing a Wonderbolt uniform, her dressing up Angel Bunny, and her taking care of Twilight when she was sick. They are so close to breaking through. The last push is made by Spike, who remembers the moment she kissed him after he gave the fire ruby to her. This sentiment, combined with the power of the elements, fixes the fire ruby, which was previously broken by one of the Nightmare critters. All of these thoughts combined and finally do the trick, and Nightmare Rarity gets reformed back to her normal, confident self. She and Luna were reminded that they are irreplaceable friends. On the last page, Luna can be seen leaving to bring all the moon creatures back home. Even the little one that Fluttershy adopted now goes with the others, after they promise to take care of him, of course. Luna wishes them all good night before she finally leaves. On the last panel, we can see a beautiful phrase. Nightmares are nothing but fear that lives inside of you. You've shown me that we all have the power to defeat them, if you just shine a little light of love on them. And I don't know a better way to end this. The storyline was one of the best the comics have to offer, even explaining why she looks so different in the later seasons. We got so much lore about the moon and the origin of Nightmare Moon, which I would like to be canon and believe to be so. But we have no confirmation of that in the show. But what do y'all think about the storyline and especially the Nightmare Forces? Did you know that this is how they explain Luna's change of appearance? Let me know, and until next time, when it's time for a storyline I mentioned in one of my other videos. Zen and the Art of Gazebo Repair. Fellow bronies, brony fellas, and bye.